and also on the financial front, that on financially in which ranking we are placed. Now, as you know that India is almost up to 3 trillion USD economy, which is in the rank of 5th or 6th in the world. Now, this China has recently surpassed USA, and they're placed as number 1 in the economy, and then USA is number 2, Japan is 3, then 4, 5, 6 are shared between India, then UK and France and all these countries, Germany. So it is very important, but India has a big amount of resources compared to any other country in the Europe, or in that say parts of Japan. And you know that Japan imports from India these ores and give us the process outputs, which is value added output. So Aatmanirbhar Bharat means that we have to work on every front. So our what we would deal in this webinar is the import substitution. What is the contribution of Andrew? Now in Andrew engineering division, as you know that history of Andrew, that Andrew was basically a tea company along with several other businesses. Now Andrew acquired this engineering business somewhere in 1963. Sorry, it is 1971. An engineering unit was established in 1963 by another UK firm, which is called the Davidson of UK. Now they opened an industrial fan unit in India, which was in Kalyani, which is still operating now, and it is now going strong. And Andrew acquired the business for the Davidson of UK in India in 1971. And after that, so this business became an integral part of the business of Andrew. And engineering was doing very good in early 80s because only 2 companies in their segment, industrial fan segments, were there. And I just want to say a brief history, because you all may not know, because what we own and what is the histories of other units. So engineering was in the year 1980, engineering was employing 1,000 employees, and one of the biggest money earner for Andrew. And this expansion of this Andrew in the belting division basically occurred because of the good business of engineering. So the bank loan was obtained, some internal resource was used. So Andrew went on expansion mode in the engineering sector. But incidentally, in those days, that open economy was not there. So engineering sector was much protected by the government. Like this, on the tenders, some 15% preference was there on the price. So any party quoting 100 rupees and any PSU quoting 150 to 15 rupees, so this PSU would get the order. So it was now after the open economy era came from 1992 onwards, then all these engineering units under the government, they were suffering some financial drags, because this and price preference was removed, and it was completely removed from 2001. It was entirely removed. So after that, all the engineering units, like you have now hearing that BHEL, their sale also has fallen down like anything, because in the power sector they have been operating. Now in the power sector, fossil fuel is becoming slowly obsolete. So BHEL is a giant engineering organization with several units, and made to make the equipments for the power plants, for the fossil fuels. So it all depends on how open the economy is, how the competition is coming. So competition came basically on the engineering sector very much. Now in tea also you have been facing competition, but it was there always. So India had been a net exporter of tea, and that scenario has prevailed from the earlier years well. But for engineering and all, this earlier that import was there. In 80s, several companies imported their industrial fans. Steel companies imported their industrial fans. Now, here after this open economy and after this Aatmanirbhar Bharat and the Make in India concept, so engineering unit also did some quite a good amount of R&D. They had the collaboration with the IITs, with the Indian Institute of Science, and I can remember in the period 1995 to 2000, something like 1 crore in that period was invested in the R&D, and several models were improved. So they become globally competitive. But the fact remains that in the PSUs, that productivity of the workman, and in that case I would say that officers are involved also, because the production, how to get the productivity out of the workman is responsibility of the officers and the NUS. So officers and NUS combined and the workmen combined, productivity in the PSUs have remained always low. But I am happy to note that in Andrew, at least the scenario is going a sea change. Engineering has been backed ordered something like 89% higher compared to the last year, and our Chennai unit, they have backed order 13 times compared to last year. So there has been a very, very positive change in the 2 engineering units, and 1 engineering unit, that is the electrical Kolkata, we had to close because it was continuously making loss. The product was not viable. Now about the webinar which is being held by Mr. Santosh Saha from Engineering Division, I would say that they have through R&D they have placed their product at par with the global competition. And just very recently, one international firm which is rich in Hyderabad, they visited the engineering unit, and they are immediately they agreed to do some business in consortium, and also to use the spare capacity of engineering with their order. But they in fact is a big competitor, and they're India #1. So it indicates that what infrastructure engineering division is having, and in the way they have penetrated the sectors with the import substitution. They have import substituted various equipment in the steel plants and the cement plants also. So I think Mr. Shah would highlight that. So this is a way to go forward with the theme of Aatmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India. And I hope our Chennai unit is now it reeled under some strike from the workmen during the last 1 year. It was full strike, then some go slow and all. So now they are also improving. In this year, they have been improving their production from 38 crore to 60 crore, and the very next year, they will be doing 100 crore plus. So Andrew is now a moving thing. And it is well appreciated by the ministry and all the stakeholders also. And you can see that Andrew's share in the last 1 year, it has moved more than 100%. So it's an indication. Because everybody is watching. We listed on the BSE, and our market cap has improved from 600 crore to 1300 crore within 1 year. So it's all indication of a what I would say that the revived and vibrant Andrew. And as regard to tea, we did not have a very good year, good season because of this drought and other reasons. But we have seen that if the quality of the tea is improved, then the price can also be improved, and tea could have done much better. So whatever we do, we should not cry on the spilt milk. But this season means when the tea is opening from February onward. This season we have to do very good. The quality of the tea has to be very good, because the quality fetches the premium. And also, what I am saying all these things, because Aatmanirbhar Bharat, when we talk about the import substitution, it is another side of the current deficit of the country. Because the current deficit is the difference between how much we import and how much we export. So when import is reduced and export is increased, so the current deficit of the country is also getting a favorable gain. At present, our current deficit is something like 9.3 billion USD. So tea export has also to be increased. Mr. Bora is here also. I am using this opportunity to discuss all round so that everybody knows what is happening in Andrew. Yes. So this export of tea, we are Mr. Bora is now giving full effort, and we are in talk with some of the very good customers. I would say big houses also to export the thing, so that we can export and engineering and this our Chennai unit, they can also explore that whether some critical transformer is imported in some of the plants of the steel plants. They have been getting several orders from the steel plants. So with all these efforts, with the import substitution as well as increasing the export, and the engineering division is also doing some export, but through the EPC contractors. They have exported to some 14 countries, but that is not counted as an export because we are selling to an Indian buyer and they are exporting it. But tea, we are now associating with some of the big houses, right, so that we can directly export the tea. And tea, I think that export we have to increase by 3 to 4 times in this year. It may happen in this year itself. In this year means this calendar year. When I 22. Yeah. This season. So wish all the units all the best, and every unit should go full steam, so that next financial year and this season for tea becomes very good for the company as a whole. And when the company does good, so the employees also fare better. So with this, I wish all the best for the engineering division and Mr. Santosh Kumar Shah, who will be now holding the webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, CMD, sir. Actually, it is our honor to hear all the words from CMD, sir. Now I am going to the presentation. I am sharing some slides. Sir, I think now it is visible.
Yeah, visible.
Welcome you all again in the webinar of Aatmanirbhar Bharat Import Substitution. The presentation what I want to present in front of you, that is this contains background of engineering division. To some extent it has been told by CMD sir. Thereafter, infrastructure of the engineering division's project range and capacity, sample list of supply in various areas where engineering division is working. Our specialty is retrofit, refurbishment and import substitution. I repeat, there is a huge scope with respect to refurbishment and import substitution. And next, vote of thanks. This is the background of the engineering division. In 1963, Messrs. Davidson of UK promoted Davidson of India Private Limited in Kalyani, West Bengal to manufacture of industrial fans. In 1971, Andrew took over Davidson of India Private Limited. In 1979, Government of India took over Andrew and became a public sector enterprise. Tie-up with the Davidson continued till 1988, when Howden took over Davidson in UK. Here I would highlight that Howden is now one of the world leader in industrial fan, and they are now already taken over Flact India. Government of India thereafter invested heavily in R&D of industrial fan for Andrew to retain the cutting edge in collaboration with IIT Madras and IISc Bangalore. Technology now matches the best in the globe in terms of product range, quality and energy efficiency. Now coming to the manpower at present and facilities what we are having in engineering division. At this moment, our total employee strength is 142. We can recall that whatever CMD sir was telling, In 80s, it was more than 1,000. Now graduate engineer is 14, diploma engineer 25, qualified welders specifically required for this particular type of job is 18. Our works in Kalyani, marketing offices, Kolkata, Delhi and Pune. Now this is the location of engineering division. These photographs has been taken from Google Earth view. Our total land area is 20 acres. Area in use 5 acres. So we can easily understand what are the left out areas where we can try to think over with the expansion and all other things, so that our increase of business can be done through this. Now this is the some of the photographs of our sheds and infrastructures. Our works, it is around 48 kilometers from Kolkata airport. At this moment, though we are having 7 sets, but we are using only 4. So out of 7, 3 sets are still we can work. And whatever the material and sorry,
Santosh?
sir? Yes, sir.
Santosh?
Yes, sir.
That in your presentation screen at the bottom you see that one ribbon is coming, so you have to click hide over there. Okay, it's okay now. Continue, please.
Now coming to material handling, we are having overhead cranes, 4 numbers. Out of 4, one is 45 by 10 ton, and 2 is 25 by 5 ton, and 1 is 10 ton. 3 flokers, 1 hydra, and 13 jeep cranes that has been placed to the respective work bay. We are having 3 dynamic balancing machines. 1 is 24 ton, 1 is 10 ton, and 1 is 2 ton. These dynamic balancing machine basically required for the dynamic balancing of the rotating part, because we all know for any rotating equipment balancing is very much essential. Apart from this, we are having CNC plasma cutting machine, which is having a capacity, it can cut up to 75 millimeter thickness in case of MS and Nextra. In case of your stainless steel, plasma cutting up to 16 millimeter, but we can also use up to 20 millimeter. Power backup, we are having 2 numbers, 250 kVA DG sets, and we are having press machines, we are having lathe machines, we are having shearing machines, we are having drilling machines, which all are required for this particular fabrication and execution of the product. Now coming to the product range of industrial fan, what we can manufacture. In the right hand side, you can easily see a rotor, that is the impeller and shafter assembly. With respect to this particular man site, you can easily understand what is the size of that particular rotor. Its weight is around 22 ton, and it is a 500 megawatt impeller shaft assembly. It is manufactured for Rihand, NTPC Rihand. Previously it was imported. Now we are doing the refurbishment job. Our flow rate capacity wise up to 30 lakh meter cube per hour. Pressure up to 4900 millimeter of water gauge. Temperature is 450 degrees centigrade. Operating speed up to 3000 RPM. And power up to 8 megawatt for a single fan. So we can easily understand what is the capacity we are having. And what sir was telling previously, you have done some exports through OEMs, right? We have done the exports to South Africa, Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, UAE, Egypt, Morocco, Colombia, Bangladesh, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mauritius, Nigeria. And till date, we are having almost 4,000 installations in all sectors of industries. Now coming to the specialization where we are having in respect of steel plant waste gas fan. Previously this waste gas fan, most of the cases import was done, but nowadays we are although having a very limited supply, but still we are putting our foot, and already we have supplied to Vizag RINL, SAIL RSP Sinter Plant 2, Tata Steel Sinter Plant 2, Tata Steel Sinter Plant 1, SAIL Bokaro SP1 and SAIL Bokaro SP2. This is the order what we are executing till date. This is lying in our shop floor. It's a fan diameter is 4160. That means around 4.2 meters. And its weight of the rotor will be around 26 ton. This is the other applications fans where we are supply. That is SMS ID fan, dedusting fan, gas booster fan, combustion air fans and blowers. This is some of the examples only. We are also supplying fans to refinery sector, oil and gas. In most of the refineries in India, we are having suppliers. Now I am coming to our specialty, that is retrofit, upgrade, refurbishment, one-to-one replacement of the same impeller, shaft assembly, and import substitution. That is our specialty. This is one of the specimen what I am showing you. That is that job we have done in Tata Steel Jamshedpur. The requirement was this. Here we have put the liners. Previously there was liner. You can see blade liner removed. Previously there was liner. Normally liners are worn out. It has to be replaced. Before we get the order, they used to do it by Howden. They took, just to replace the liners, 300 lakhs. What we have done? We have done it through 77 lakhs only. So how our foreign exchange are being saved, we can easily understand from this. What we have done, scope of work was removal of old shaft, refurbishment of old impeller, that is blade liners are to be replaced by new, all strength weld joints are to be deputested, repaired necessary, cone sheet liners to be replaced, new shaft to be supplied and fitted, balancing is to be carried out. That was the scope. This impeller was lying with Tata Steel since 2007. And we did it in the year 2014. So previously, just see the details what I have already told you. Previously, Tata Steel sent one impeller Messrs. Howden for only blade liner changing, costing 300 lakhs. This is their report, not our report. We have just taken it from them only. Andrew has done the same job along with supply of new shaft at a price of INR 77 lakh as a first Indian supplier. And dynamic balancing is, since it is a requirement of that particular supply, so we have done it, and Tata Steel has saved 70% cost. Now coming to the retrofit, upgrades and refurbishing. There is a huge market nowadays. Normally whenever we are supplying fans, the fans which is being supplied to site with some duty parameters, and after running we found that either fan is not working with that duty point. To save energy, it requires less duty points, rather less flow, less and after running the fans there may be some problems. So to save that energy, because they are unnecessarily taken a big fan which is not required according to their requirement, exact requirement. So to save that energy, we can do the retrofitting by our experts. We are sending our people. They are taking the data. Based on that, we are offering them some suitable fans, rather suitable impeller shafts if possible, and they are doing it. And by that way, they can save energy. And nowadays, we all know what is the cost of the energy. So if anything we can save, if 1 kilowatt we can save, it may save another 8 rupees. Even higher than usual abrasion may need retrofit better geometry impellers for better life against erosion, save trouble, money, and long over periods. In some cases, whenever we are supplying the impellers, it is being worn out like this. We also sending our people there, giving them the offer. They are sending their material, and we are replacing this, so that by that way they can save the money as well. Now, AYCL have the best knowledge and expertise in the field of retrofit, upgrades, and refurbishing. What I have already told, we are sending the team at site testing. They are collecting data for refurbishment and upgrades. Heavy worn out refurbishment is done either at site or bring at rotor at AYCL works. Most of the cases it is being done at our works because all the infrastructures are available here. Now these are the examples. What are the benefits after doing the retrofit customer has got? In Tata Steel, if you can say that efficiency has been increased, flow rate has been changed. In Durgapur, this is Chekalakshmi cement, this is Ultratech cement. Most of the areas we are doing the retrofits job now. In some cases, we have done the one-to-one replacement. It is mainly while you are going to import, you are investing lot of monies. We are doing it with keeping the geometry same, so that performance of the fan are as it is. Since geometry is same, obviously performance will be the same. Now coming to import substitution. In India, centrifugal fans are manufactured up to a certain capacity depending